Yo, what is good, YouTube? It's your boy Leach, back here with another reaction video. As y'all see by the title, we got some breaking news out of Phoenix. The Phoenix Suns trade Kevin Durant to the Houston Rockets. Let's get right into it. Blockbuster news
out of the NBA where Kevin Durant is headed to the Houston Rockets.
Suns trade KD to the Rockets. Phoenix receives Jalen Green, Dylan Brooks, and this year's number 10 overall pick, and 5 second-round picks. Let me pause it for a minute. Lot to break down. I mean, so Houston's big three now is Sengun, KD, and Amen Thompson. That's a heck of a trio. I'm not gonna lie. But the Suns, I mean, a Jalen Green and a Devin Booker backcourt, and they still have Bradley Beal. I mean, they may have to move on from him, but I don't know. And then they get, a wing in Dylan Brooks. I mean, he's kind of a shooting or a small forward, but, he could play the three. And they get the number 10th overall pick this year, and in 5 seconds. I mean, I would say the Suns win this trade just because, they're getting, a lot back for KD. But, I mean, the Rockets, you're getting a proven dude. I mean, Kevin Durant, he could score anywhere. I mean, he can get to his spots. I mean, he's one of the greatest scorers ever to play the game. I mean, you're getting a Hall of Famer.
In exchange for Durant, Phoenix will receive a package that includes Jalen Green.
But I will say this about the Suns. If they get the Jalen Green that the Houston Rockets got in this year's playoffs, man, then I'm gonna have to say the Rockets win this trade. But if Jalen Green can turn up and, we'll see.
The number 10 overall
it's not a bad trade.
And 5 second-round picks. And with this news, we bring back in John Gonzalez, who is our one of our NBA insiders for CBS Sports. John, on the day of the NBA Finals, Game 7, this news has to break.
Game 7 tonight. Who y'all got? Pacers, Thunder.
It seems like Houston is giving up quite a bit for Kevin Durant. Is it worth it? What are your initial reactions?
I think it's worth it. They're trying to win now.
My initial reaction was exactly what you just said, that on the morning of Game 7, we have the Kevin Durant. Can you imagine the NFL, like the morning of the Super Bowl, Patrick Mahomes gets traded? No, only in the NBA, right? I think on this one, it's about as good as you would expect the Rockets to be able to do, considering that Kevin Durant, while amazing and a future certain Hall of Famer, one of the top 75 players of all time, he's 37 years old and he's on a $54.7 million expiring contract. So I think that this is a pretty good haul if you're the Phoenix Suns. Now, they get Jalen Green, Dylan Brooks. They were never going to get Amen Thompson. He was always untouchable. There was some thought about, could you maybe pry away Alperen Sengun? The answer is no here. Jalen Green, his offense is sort of intermittent. He's definitely a gunner. It'll be interesting to see how he fits alongside
Phoenix will be an interesting team to watch next year.
But then from
the Rockets will be exciting to watch.
This is a question of, were they going to wait? Were they going to decide, like, let's see another half season up through?
But I will say this. I mean, I really didn't think the Rockets would end up with KD because, there was a lot of chatter out there that, the Heat were probably the suitor for him. But that didn't happen. But yeah, I was surprised that, the Rockets, came in here and
line up how the Houston Rockets team, a young Houston Rockets team, would look. And
them adding KD, though, they're
trying to add a piece, but instead, they decided to add
this
KD
past
right
season,
now.
they were like top 3 in the West.
Second
so
overall seed in the Western Conference
they're only
this
getting
season
better
with a really young core. This accelerates their timeline, obviously. This is a big swing by them. They think that they're championship contenders right now, and they probably are.
Yeah,
well, let's expand on that a little bit farther. I mean, they are just coming off their first 50-win season since 2020. They're well coached. They were the number 2 seed in the West before getting knocked out by the Warriors. But now they add Kevin Durant. What do they look like to you this next season?
Yeah, I love them. I was an early adopter of them 2 years ago. I thought that they were going to make the playoffs. They didn't. They just missed. And then this season, I thought they were going to make the playoffs. And boy, they not only did they make the playoffs, but again, they end up as the number 2 seed. Now they get bounced out in the first round by the Golden State Warriors.
That's the Warriors.
So again, I wanted to see, okay, would they maybe
that was a tough first series for a young Rockets. I will say that.
But instead,
they took them 7 though.
This absolutely accelerates their path and their hopes to win a championship. Because what did they lack last season? They lacked a closer and a consistent scorer. Well, boom,
they got their closer now, like KD. He can close it out.
all day, every day. So that answers one problem. Plus, he's a great defender. Ime Udoka, his baseline is, if you don't play defense, you don't play for me. Well, Kevin Durant is excellent at both ends of the floor. So he's a little bit older, obviously a lot older actually, than most of their core group. But he's a veteran presence. He's an experienced player. He's won championships in the past. He's been on a bunch of winning teams. And now in a loaded Western Conference, you have to be looking at the Rockets as one of the main favorites next season to not only get out of the Western Conference, but to potentially win a championship.
Yeah, even look at that playoff series this year against the Warriors. Would the Warriors have beat them with Kevin Durant? I don't know. That begs the question there. Looking at the Suns team, obviously they're able to offload KD here. There's some rumors surrounding Bradley Beal. They're picking up Jalen Green. They're picking up Dylan Brooks and a slew of draft picks. What does the outlook look like for them?
Yeah, they got a 5 seconds.
Still under construction, right? Because I like Jalen Green. He's got a lot of upside.
And y'all know this about second-round picks. There's a lot of gems in the NBA that were second-round picks. So you never know. The Suns could strike a good second-round pick in these coming drafts.
A lot of potential, but he's been super inconsistent. And I think the fit.
But I don't think all these second-round picks are this year's. There's no way. So. Yeah, and you never know.
Booker might be a little wonky.
26 draft to 27 draft to 28 draft.
Point guard, and I wonder how
they
that's
could
going
strike
a Dylan Brooks is a rotation player for sure. That number 10 pick, that's their pick. They get it back. There was some question about whether or not if Houston and the Suns traded together.
Yeah, so they're getting a top 10 pick in the draft, which
the Rockets also control
coming up.
27 first-round draft pick and their 20.
I mean, they're going to get someone good at number 10. This draft class is deep this year, so
in this draft, pretty good. And then those 5 seconds, it's a bushel of seconds. You hope to hit on one of those. I think that this signals what we already knew about the Phoenix Suns, which is that finally they've come to the realization that they are not contenders in a loaded Western Conference, that they're going to have to reboot this thing on the fly. You mentioned Bradley Beal. He still has that no trade clause. It's one of the most onerous contracts in the NBA. I wonder if they can somehow pay somebody to take him off their hands with some of these second-round picks, perhaps. But yeah, this is
no trade clause. They're gonna have a hell of a job trying to get rid of Beal.
Around Devin Booker as they move forward.
Crazy, crazy news on the day of a Game 7 for the NBA Finals. John Gonzalez, appreciate you hopping on with us quickly to discuss this breaking news. If you want more from John, you are it all down with more coverage after the break.
This was Katie's live reaction to getting traded.
You saw it there, Kevin Durant is heading to the Houston Rockets. That's according to ESPN. The 15-time All-Star joins a Rocket team that's coming off their first.
But I think that's going to do it. I think, let's see.
Like Kevin.
Oh, no, okay. We'll watch this.
And with that, for more coverage on this crazy breaking news, we have in the Gold Hammer himself, Tim Doyle. And
let's see what Tim's going to say about
this. This is wild. It's Game 7 of the NBA Finals, and this is the news that comes out. And when you look at someone like Kevin Durant, he is an all-star many years over. He's the 2-time Finals MVP. What does this mean for this stage of his career?
I absolutely love this for the Houston Rockets. This is what they needed, Katie. Yeah. They did not have a closer. And one thing we know about Kevin Durant is the guy can fill up the basket. He's one of the greatest scorers in the history of the game. 17 years in the NBA, averaging 27 points a game over the course of his career. And Houston was missing this key piece. They have an established big guy who's an amazing passer and can do so many other things in Şengün. They have an old veteran point guard who's been through the wars, won an NBA championship in Fred VanVleet. And they have a young superstar, Amen Thompson, who has all this potential, but he struggles to shoot the ball from the perimeter. What a great guy for Amen Thompson to learn from in one of the all-time greats, Kevin Durant. So they already have a team that locks up defensively. At this point in his career, he may not be the elite defender that he once was, but this is an amazing fit. They were second in the Western Conference, and now they get one of the all-time greats. I think they have to be considered a big-time title contender immediately.
Yeah, and you look at someone like Kevin Durant, he may not be a spring chicken anymore, but he is still easy money sniper, one of the best in the NBA. And Tim, a lot of blame can go on the Suns here for the end of the Kevin Durant era, but how do they pick up the pieces here? They got a lot of draft picks coming in. They got some good players coming in. What do you think?
2 words. Hold on. because this is about to be the roller coaster there in Phoenix. I mean, they brought in new ownership. Matt Ishbia, Michigan State, former player for Tom Izzo there. Guys made a ton of money in the business world. He owns the team. And if you're a Suns fan, he tried. I didn't love, the way he was kind of cooking up his meal, but they tried. They brought in Bradley Beal. They got Kevin Durant. It didn't fit with Devin Booker. And now we're going to watch how this all kind of plays out. So they're stockpiling picks here. I don't think it makes sense to have Jalen Green and Devin Booker. And Bradley Beal, so watch, hold on. This is going to start kind of ping-ponging another way. Devin Booker's a guy that a lot of teams would have their eyes on. You're looking at, Kevin Durant amongst, some of the greatest of all time, and Wilt and Kareem. That's all they're known as. So
KD passed Wilt
at this point.
Most times traded among players with 30K points.
Because he is kind of an interesting figure in the NBA. And wasn't really sure where he was going to end up. As far as fit, this is the most perfect fit. They're really close. They're championship contenders. They need a closer. They need someone who could score. Of all the teams in the NBA, this would be my number one fit for Kevin Durant. After that was probably Memphis, but I thought that was a bit of a long shot. So as for Phoenix, I think their draft is going to be crazy interesting. I think they're going to be moving a lot of parts.
Okay, moving a lot of parts there. One last question for you, Timmy D. What is your reaction to this news, trading someone like Kevin Durant on the day of a Game 7 in the NBA Finals, something we've only had twice in the last decade?
Well, one thing about the NBA is the drama is amazing. Sometimes the product during the regular season can be, a little long-winded. I think the NBA needs to make some major changes to the rules. And, baseball, you couldn't get more archaic than baseball. I think they made the game a much better product with the pitch clock. I think some drastic changes have to happen in the world of basketball to improve the on-court product. I really feel that. I think first would be the target score. The way every game has a game-winning shot, like the Halliburton shot in Game 1, and how much drama did they bring? How many times has the Pacers made game-winning shots throughout the playoffs? And I think this playoffs has been awesome.
Nah, I don't think a target
score.
score.
Say the same, but I think the games themselves have been fantastic.
I don't want a target score.
The drama in the NBA, the drama in the NBA is better than the drama in the NFL. If you had a soap opera level, the NBA soap opera is so much better than the NFL soap opera. So I know a lot of people disagree with that, but the NBA, the drama is great. I think they need to kind of tinker with the product a little bit, and they are with the All-Star game with USA versus the world. I think the basketball needs some dramatic changes in order to capture the younger audience, as well as to bring maybe people back to the game. So, it's great. The drama in the NBA is awesome. We just got to improve the product a little bit.
Yeah, the drama in the NBA is unmatched. You had that crazy Luka trade going down right at the deadline, and then we've got Kevin Durant on the eve of a Game 7 in the finals. Glad you were here to break it all down with us, Timmy D. Enjoyed the game tonight as well.
But that's gonna do it for this video. I mean, it's really hard to tell who won the trade. I mean, you could say Phoenix just because of how much they got back, but I mean, is Jalen Green and D-Book really gonna work? Dillon Brooks, I mean, he's always got that villain arc to him. I mean, he acts like he's hard and shit. So, I mean, I don't know how he's going to work out in Phoenix, but we'll have to see. But, Phoenix does have the number 10 pick in this year's draft, and then they get 5 seconds also. But, yeah, they're going to have to move on from Bradley Beal somehow, some way, because he has that no trade clause. So, I mean, it's going to be hard to move on from him. And then the Rockets get Kevin Durant, a proven scorer, a guy that can play defense. I mean, he's a closer. I mean, the Rockets are going to be top 3 in the West again next year. I mean, if not better. But it's still crazy to me that Desmond Bane was traded for more first-round picks than KD and Luka. That's nuts. The NBA is a crazy place. Another crazy trade just happened. And KD to the Rockets. And yeah. But that's going to do it for this reaction, though. Make sure y'all subscribe, like the video, and I'm out. Peace.